Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who has opened my eyes which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance by the torchlight of knowledge. Today we will be discussing how to deal with desires. A person who is not disturbed by the incessant flow of desires that enter like rivers into the ocean, which is ever being filled but is always still, can alone achieve peace and not the man who strives to satisfy such desires. This is verse number 2. This is verse number 70 of chapter 2 from Bhagavad Gita. It helps us understand what we are supposed to do with our desires. Ever being filled, but is always still. Is that possible? If I take a bucket of water and I keep filling it, the water is going to be agitated while I'm filling it. And at some point in time, it will overflow. The bucket will be full. The example here given is of an ocean. Water keeps coming in the ocean, yet since ocean is the largest body of water, it is empowered and given the capacity to accommodate as much water that comes in and yet be steady, not get agitated, and it maintains its boundaries. Steadiness. How do we get the steadiness? How do we receive that empowerment? It is so easy to get agitated and lose it. I was hearing a story. A person traveling in Mumbai, local train, would every day come and complain to his colleague about the inconvenient train ride and the overcrowded train. One day, the colleague gave him a pass for a big match happening in the biggest stadium in Mumbai. And that was his favorite game. He was so happy. Next day, when he was in the train traveling, his meditation was on watching the game in that big stadium. And when he met his colleague, he had no complaints. The colleague asked, "How was your train ride today? Seems like the train was not crowded today." The person replied, "It was as usual. Yet I was very happy and it did not bother me as I was thinking about the game pass you gave me." Pass helps. Is material world a difficult place? Of course. Is it possible to remain steady and unagitated when the circumstances are agitating? Of course, when we have a pass. Our meditation on the Supreme Personality of Godhead is our pass. From Him comes the empowerment to remain steady, unagitated within one's boundaries and not lose it. It takes more strength to not lose it than to lose it. Sometimes small things seem very big in life, and sometimes big things happen without any effort. Have you ever thought, what is happening? Till one has material body, the demands of the body for sense gratification will continue. What is one to do with those demands? A Krishna conscious person is full in himself, meditating on his past. He wants to do everything for Krishna's pleasure, and Krishna in return takes care of him. Desires may come to him like the river, like the water of the river flowing in the ocean. He remains steady in his activities. Let us all pray to that Supreme Personality of Godhead to empower us to remain steady in the agitated circumstances, being able to meditate on Him, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, our past, and remain steady in our activities. Thank you. Hare Krishna.